The FBI and CISA respond to Iranian hacker threats to release Trump-era emails. The Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency (CISA) have jointly issued an urgent alert following claims by an Iranian-linked hacker group that it has obtained and is threatening to release sensitive and potentially classified emails from the Trump administration. According to U.S. officials, this breach, if confirmed, represents one of the most provocative foreign cyber intrusions targeting American political history in recent years. The agencies have warned that this type of cyber operation could escalate and undermine U.S. national security, public trust, and political stability, especially given the sensitive geopolitical climate involving Iran, nuclear negotiations, and ongoing cyber warfare. The alleged leak comes amid indirect talks between the United States and Iran, raising fears that hostile cyber activities are being used as strategic leverage in diplomacy. Who are the hackers? The hacker group behind the incident has identified itself as Cyber Avengers IR, an alias previously linked to Iranian cyber actors in prior phishing and sabotage operations. Although Iran's government has officially denied any involvement, preliminary forensic analysis suggests that the operation bears the hallmarks of Iranian state-sponsored cyber activities. Digital trails recovered by analysts from private security firms and U.S. government agencies show similarities in malware, infrastructure, and tactics previously associated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) affiliated cyber units. These include spear phishing attacks aimed at government employees, exploitation of outdated Exchange server vulnerabilities, use of compromised credentials obtained from third-party leaks. U.S. intelligence has long tracked Iran's cyber ambitions, and officials believe that Cyber Avengers IR is either directly supported or tacitly allowed by the Iranian regime, making this more than just a rogue hacker case, it's potentially state-sanctioned cyber aggression. Nature of the stolen information. According to dark web chatter and preliminary screenshots posted by the hacker group, the stolen content includes email exchanges among senior Trump-era officials. While no documents have been independently authenticated by the U.S. government, the hackers allege the cache includes draft strategies and memos on the Iran nuclear deal (JCPOA), sensitive discussions between the U.S. and Middle Eastern allies, unpublished intelligence assessments about Iran, China, and Russia, personal communications between former cabinet members and advisors. Some of the material, if real, could prove diplomatically embarrassing or politically damaging, particularly in the current election season. Screenshots allegedly reveal internal dissent over Middle East policy, back-channel communications with Gulf states, and even comments about intelligence assessments that were never made public. If verified and released, these documents could become tools of propaganda, not just damaging U.S. national security, but also altering the global diplomatic playing field. FBI and CISA Joint Advisory. In response, the FBI and CISA released a cybersecurity advisory bulletin, warning that state-linked cyber actors remain a persistent threat to U.S. government infrastructure, both current and former. The advisory reads, U.S. critical infrastructure, government communication platforms, and legacy federal systems remain prime targets for state-linked advanced persistent threat (APT) actors. Cyber actors may leverage political or diplomatic events to time their campaigns for maximum disruption or influence. The bulletin urges all government-related institutions, especially those with ties to former administration members, to adopt the following measures immediately. Implement multi-factor authentication (MFA). Patch all systems for known exploited vulnerabilities. Audit and modernize outdated email and communication platforms. Monitor login patterns and block unfamiliar IP logins. Report any suspicious access attempts or data leaks. CISA Director Jen Easterly reinforced the significance of the advisory in a press briefing. This isn't just about emails being stolen. This is a coordinated campaign that potentially involves using cyber tools to manipulate public sentiment, derail policy, and influence democratic institutions. It is part of a broader threat landscape we can't afford to ignore. Political fallout and election impact. The hack could not have come at a more politically charged moment. Former President Donald Trump, who is once again campaigning for the presidency in 2024, has decried the attack as foreign meddling, intended to interfere with the upcoming election. A spokesperson for the Trump campaign said, "These politically timed cyberattacks are an act of war by hostile foreign powers. We call on the Biden administration to respond with strength and resolve, and to protect American digital sovereignty at all costs." In Congress, the development triggered bipartisan alarm. Democratic and Republican lawmakers alike demanded swift action. Sen. Mark Warner, DVA, chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, said, "The U.S. must treat cyber sabotage with the same urgency as physical threats to homeland security. We need defensive and retaliatory options on the table." Sen. Tom Cotton, RAR, was more direct. "This is what happens when the administration is soft on Iran. We must retaliate, immediately and decisively. The incident is likely to be a major issue in the upcoming presidential debates and could influence voter sentiment, particularly on issues of cybersecurity, foreign policy, and national security." Cyber threats and diplomacy. A volatile mix. The leak comes at a time when the Biden administration is cautiously working through back-channel negotiations with Iran regarding the possible revival of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA). While the JCPOA had previously curtailed Iran's nuclear program, it was abandoned during the Trump administration. Analysts argue that Iran may be using cyber tools as a method of soft coercion. The timing of this cyber incident could be strategic, designed to destabilize U.S. political consensus on re-engaging Iran diplomatically. Dr. Behnam Ben Tailblue, a senior analyst with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, explained, "Cyber is now fully integrated into diplomatic strategy. With cyberattacks like this, Iran doesn't have to walk away from the negotiating table, they can manipulate it, tilt it, and even flip it over." He added that the mere threat of releasing sensitive documents can exert pressure, stoke division, and create a cloud of uncertainty around U.S. foreign policy intentions. Iran's history of cyber aggression. Iran has a well-documented history of aggressive cyber operations. U.S. agencies and cybersecurity experts have traced several major cyber incidents to Tehran-linked actors, including 2013. Attacks on major U.S. financial institutions through distributed denial of service (DDoS) campaigns. 2016-2017. Espionage targeting U.S. defense contractors and government agencies. 2020. Attempts to influence the presidential election via fake emails posing as right-wing militia groups. 2021-2022. Attacks on water infrastructure and hospitals in Europe and Israel. These operations often combine cyber intrusion with information warfare, seeking not just to disrupt systems, but to erode trust in institutions. The goal is often strategic: to create chaos, foster division, and weaken the resolve of adversaries. Disinformation and information poisoning risks. U.S. intelligence officials have also raised concerns about information poisoning, a tactic whereby real, stolen data is blended with altered or completely fabricated material. This technique, used famously by Russian actors during the 2016 election, allows adversaries to undermine trust by making it nearly impossible to distinguish truth from fiction. Cybersecurity firm Mandiant has warned that, given past patterns, any leaked documents should be treated with skepticism until authenticated. One of the greatest risks here is not just the release of damaging material, it's the potential for fake emails or documents to be seeded into the real content, causing chaos in media reporting and political interpretation. Mandiant analysts also reported a surge in phishing campaigns targeting former Trump-era staffers and conservative think tanks in recent weeks, possibly as part of a broader data harvesting effort. The road ahead. Cybersecurity and national preparedness. As the U.S. grapples with the possibility of a new era of cyber-enabled diplomacy and interference, The incident has reignited debates over digital infrastructure, government preparedness, and the blurred lines between peace and cyber warfare. President Biden has reportedly been briefed on the issue and has convened members of the National Security Council (NSC) to evaluate response options, including potential cyber countermeasures, sanctions, and international diplomatic pressure on Iran. Meanwhile, CISA and the FBI continue to urge all public and private entities to harden their digital perimeters. The threat, officials say, is not just foreign, but deeply domestic in its impact. This isn't just about espionage, said Director Easterly. It's about influence, manipulation, and control. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Conclusion. The unfolding situation involving Iranian hackers, Trump-era emails, and a high-stakes geopolitical backdrop underscores the evolving nature of 21st-century conflict. Cyber warfare has emerged not just as a tool of intelligence but as a weapon of diplomacy, influence, and disruption. With the 2024 election fast approaching and international tensions simmering, the U.S. must navigate this crisis with both technological agility and diplomatic clarity. As cyber threats grow more sophisticated and politically timed, the line between digital and geopolitical warfare continues to fade, posing profound questions for national security in the years ahead.